I want to talk about self-care for men. We don't even have this down on the topic, but I want to touch base on it.
Is that even a thing? And that's horrible to say, but I think men do.
So Brady, I have a question for you. What's it like when the corn is high, but the chaos is higher?
It's a lot of things, but it's never boring. This is the Farm Wife Files, Life Between the Rows.
Yes. Episode 3.
So exciting.
I don't know if I need it to be like episode 57 for it to finally feel
Like
legitimate.
Yeah.
Like we're not just here talking to ourselves.
But we are. And that's
We
the thing.
always are.
Either way, we're having a fun time.
Yeah, it is fun. So, episode 2, we left off talking about how we got here and did we choose the farm life? Did the farm life choose us? I'm not quite sure. So, have you touched on growing up in Omaha?
Very briefly, but like obviously born and raised in Omaha. My dad's side of the family, they are all from Iowa, and my dad grew up on like a farm. Like my grandparents did not necessarily farm, but they had corn right in the backyard. So like I was somewhat cultured to that extent. However, was not really in the world of farming growing up. So a large majority of my childhood was spent on, that farm out in middle of nowhere, Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
However, spent a lot of time in Omaha, born and raised, and did all the things up there. And so
Went to school up there. And
yeah, K through 12, and decided to go smaller when I came down to Beatrice for school. And it all worked out, but such a wild change.
Yeah.
In general of just, one, population and size and amenities. I think that's the one thing I miss the most about being in Omaha.
Oh, I bet.
Just in general, like just a larger town. Yeah, I could go to Walmart in Fairbury
The
right now.
convenience.
Yes, but
Mhm.
Target or not having it's so
Or to
wild.
eat somewhere other than Subway or
Runza. We just had that conversation today too. And
Yeah.
It's just the difference between even the Walmart sizes in
Oh, yeah.
Omaha to
And
Fairbury.
availability of just
Yes.
items that they have.
Yes. So that's definitely like a wild change, I
Yeah.
would say.
So, do you think if 18-year-old you could see you now, would she expect that? Being a farm wife, living on a farm, living in southeast, rural
Yeah.
Nebraska?
Yeah.
Basically Kansas border.
I don't know if I would say 17, 18-year-old me would say that it would envision myself in the position that I am today. And I say that and we talked about it, I think, in episode 1, where we talked about how such a wild change that age 20 to 23 is.
right.
But there's even such a wild, I was doing dumb stuff when I was 17,
Same.
18 years old.
Yeah.
And I am
Just testing the limits.
yeah. And I am not, at that age, I should not have been making life decisions. And
Right.
I was, and I made really good decisions and really bad decisions. But so I don't necessarily think I envisioned myself in the position and living in the, house and location that I am right now. However, I always said that I was going to live on a farm. I always wanted those chickens. And
Yeah.
do I have
And
the
the
chickens?
garden.
No.
Yeah. Have the big garden.
I do. All the pumpkins.
All the flowers.
Yeah. And I guess the tomatoes and the peppers and
Well, and you kind of said that last episode too, like your view of farm life ranged from you didn't see a difference between the small hobby farm with the chickens and the goats and the garden to tens of thousands of row crop acres.
it's wild of a culture change as well. Like
Right.
and that's something that I definitely had to adjust to now living in small town Nebraska is there's just an unspoken culture that you just naturally know growing up in this type of community. And like even with you moved to this location.
Yeah.
You didn't grow up in this area. So you don't have a last name that's known in the area. You don't know the people. You have to learn this family history of so and so married so and so,
Oh, yeah,
and
for
it's
sure.
just so confusing. And
You're definitely kind of viewed as an outsider too.
oh,
And
100%.
especially in the beginning, I feel.
And it's always like we're never referred to I'm Addie or I'm Brady. It's always, oh, that's Tyler's wife
Yes.
or Tyler's girlfriend or or that's
Matt and
Cody's.
Renee's daughter-in-law.
Yeah, it's always that. And I feel like I'm trying to make a name for myself, especially in the area that I am in now, and feel incredibly blessed to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that culture change or
Oh, I bet. I mean, you really went from like big city living to not.
well, and it's just another thing was like we talked about this a few weeks ago, or maybe it was even last week. How I was just like, you guys have homecoming on Friday?
Yeah, we did.
Friday? Like,
Yeah.
why? What? And it was like, it's just wild that it.
Yeah, like we did not dress up for our homecoming. I think I was a senior when we finally, like football homecoming, we would do like the short dresses. But before that, it was like jeans and a nice shirt, and you do your hair and makeup, and that was our homecoming. Whereas you guys, it was like prom basically on a Saturday.
Yeah. And homecoming was all four. Like you can go as a freshman, sophomore, junior,
Right.
senior. And prom was typically, you were only invited if you were a junior or senior.
Ours
but
was the same way. Yeah.
you could be like a freshman if a junior or senior asked you, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I mean, essentially it was the same setup. Those were both on Saturdays. You made a big deal out of it.
Yeah.
There was, the parades that we still did all of that. And then, but you spent all morning getting your hair done, and then you spent all afternoon getting your makeup done, and then you went out to supper and you did like professional photos, and
Yeah.
just such a
That's so
difference.
crazy to me.
Yeah. I mean, either way, it all works out, and
Yeah.
everyone still has the good high school experience, but just class size. Like, how many people did you end up graduating with?
Was it like 25 or 26 in my graduating?
Crazy. That is insane to me, and I am just like
How many did you have?
500 plus.
Yeah, and see, our whole high school, we were 8th through seniors, and there was 100 kids.
And that's another culture thing of just living. I mean, going
Yeah.
from big city. Granted, I was very involved with things in my high school, and I am incredibly blessed, and I am glad that I was so involved. So people knew who I was, and I tend to know who other people were
Right.
or whatever. And
You didn't just slide through.
no,
You know, you were involved and you made yourself.
but not everyone
Active.
knew my stuff either, or all
Right.
of my family's stuff either. Because my brother ended up not going to my high school, so he went to a completely separate thing, which I think
And
was
crazy that was even an option.
right. I mean,
Yeah, like,
that's just normal.
yeah, that's not normal to me.
Like, you have to drive 45 minutes to a different high school if you wanted to go. I mean,
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, it's insane. I mean, where I grew up, I still grew up really rural. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's very differing factors from here to where I grew up. I grew up over by Concordia, Kansas, so about an hour and a half from here. Not even that. But yeah, 100 people in our high school, and we literally had conjoined schools. So you had Clifton and Clyde, where we lived, was 7 miles away. So it was Clifton Clyde because we didn't have enough kids to make 2 schools, so we had to have one.
that was so funny because Class A, that's what it is in Nebraska, is
Yeah.
Class A, and of course it's different in all the other
Yeah.
states, but you don't pay attention. You might pay attention to the really high Class B schools, like the ones that consistently are high in the sports that you're
Right.
in, or whatever the case is, but I always thought these schools like had crazy names. Like I never realized that they like combined.
Right.
It's so weird to say.
Hey, what are
that.
these towns called?
Yeah. Or I would Google it and I'm like, okay, Diller Odell. There's no Diller Odell in Nebraska. There's a Diller and an Odell.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna look at the,
Right.
the miles ahead of, or
Well,
you
Tri
know.
County. I
Yeah.
mean, Plymouth. What is it? Plymouth, DeWitt. And... Oh boy, I should probably know this if I'm ever going to send my kids there. But yeah, Tri County. There's 3 of them. I mean,
Tri County, Nebraska. Where is that? Like,
right.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
if you're
just-
not from here, I mean, for you, I'm sure that is kind of shell shocking.
Yeah. Just crazy. But I understand it now living in the area.
Right.
I understand the small town life. But
Yeah. Yeah, just differing in childhoods and yours interests me the most because I can't imagine going from the big city living like that to farm life. Okay, so you said you knew you wanted to live on a farm, but what was that like? I mean, now that you're doing it, now that you're married to Cody and he has cow calf and
Not what I was expecting.
really
Yeah, but not
Good
in
or
a
bad?
Yeah, not in a bad way. In my head, when I said that back in high school, that I was going to live on a farm, that I literally thought I was going to go collect my chicken eggs in the
Right.
morning, bring them in, and
now
then
did you know big operations existed?
Yeah, because my grandpa,
Okay.
he helped a bigger farmer. He
Right.
was up farming. I think it was like 5,000 acres over in, it's like Guthrie Center, Iowa. is
Okay.
where they kind of are, and so, or at the time, he
Yeah.
farmed that many. So, my grandpa helped, run grain cart or whatever the case
Yeah.
is, and so I
So you
knew
had
that-
an idea.
Oh yes, but did I know what an auger was? Absolutely not. Did I knew that a combine went in the field and they harvested the corn or whatever
Yeah.
they were in and they brought it to a cart, and after that I just thought it got placed in bins. Like whatever happened after a bin, I don't know. Or I didn't understand that farmers sometimes don't have bins and they have to just
Yeah,
take it.
see, that was so shocking for me because we don't have a lot of grain storage where I grew up. So to see a grain bin is really odd. And Tyler still to this day, we've been together almost 10 years, and we'll go back to see my family, my parents, whatever. I just cannot believe you guys don't have any grain bins around here. But they really don't. I mean,
No.
honestly, you probably don't see them until you get to like that Diller area.
Well, and it's just kind of also what I had to train my brain is like, if you don't have a grain bin, you have to like harvest when the co-op decides to open or
Right.
wherever you're going to haul.
Yeah.
And they don't have normal scheduled hours. Like it's like, oh, we're going to open up at 7 a.m. today, but we're going to close at 5. But then tomorrow it could say,
But we'll stay open till 8.
or they'll be like, we don't know when we're going to close today. We'll just see how it
Right.
goes. It's like, type A wise, that stresses me out. Like I want
Yeah.
to know, like I'm going to be in the field from, 6 a.m. to
Well, and I think marketing purposes, like I said, it was shell shocking for me. But now knowing like marketing wise and just time wise, like it's so much. It's just nicer for farmers to be able to, do their own thing, not having to rely on. And this is nothing against your local co-ops, but it's just more accessible, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
And if you have to, corn prices just suck right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
So that's the one positive thing about keeping it in storage right
Right.
now is being
you
able
have a
to
little
see-
more say on,
For sure,
what you're selling your grain
yeah.
for.
So we kind of talked about the traditional roles kind of also in episode 1. How do you ever feel like you have to be pressured to be in that traditional role setting?
I probably look at it different than you will, just because. So growing up, my grandpa owns a row crop operation and cow calf operation, and now that's transitioning to my uncle. And growing up, my dad helps, and I even helped with the cows and stuff. I always was really passionate about that. And then dad would run grain cart or whatever if they needed help. But it just looked a lot different as far as now Tyler's operation and how they do things, which that's every farm operation. I mean, everybody does everything differently, and doesn't make anybody wrong. But I think growing up in that world, I think I was 1 out of 2. Maybe I was the only female that went into agriculture from my high school, which again, there was 25 of us compared to however many were in your class.
And you had
500.
SSA.
Yes, and you didn't even know what SFA was.
Not at all.
And so, yeah, I was super active in SSA, very active in FBLA. Can't say that I loved high school, but, I got through. I wasn't, just Debbie Downer. I did do stuff. I was football manager. Really enjoyed that all 4 years. But, yeah, just super passionate about ag. I mean, without Tyler. And also just coming from that world, I knew that's something I always wanted for myself. I wanted the flexibility of raising my own kids and staying at home and being a part of the farm, like an active participant of the farm. But as far as traditional roles, I probably lean even more towards, I don't know how to really word it. If it's so traditional that it's almost like shunned by society, So in one episode, I talked about not knowing what I wanted to do, so I dropped out of Curtis when I was out there, and then went back home and worked at our local co-op distribution center, and we sold feed and Pareto products and whatnot. And I loved it. I loved sales. I loved livestock. I really, really felt like I excelled at that and was knowledgeable about that. But it was definitely weird. I mean, I'd have, older gentlemen come in and get their pallets of feed, and they wouldn't let me load them with forklift.
Because you were a
Because I was a
female?
female. Yeah. Well, and age didn't help. I mean,
That's
I was
true.
19, 20 years old. So me talking to a 60, 70-year-old guy about feed and stuff is, yeah, I'm trying to put myself in their shoes. It's probably odd for them. I mean, especially society, that generation, just, I don't feel like women were really allowed to have a voice when it came to certain topics that were dominantly ran by men.
I still feel like we run into some of those
Yeah.
societal
Yeah.
norms.
So, kind of face that controversy, but again, still super passionate about ag. So then marrying Tyler, I think that's been a big conflict within myself now having kids, is I've really had to step back from the farm. Not that I was day to day working alongside Cody and Tyler and Matt, but I wanted to be doing the pivots with Tyler. I wanted to be, helping with harvest when I could. I wanted to be accessible at any point, and not because I was his wife, but because I enjoy it. I enjoy learning about the farm and just being passionate about ag on my own without need. Oh, you're Tyler Hardiman's wife. You're a farm wife. Like, I love that role, but also I just have a passion for it myself.
So you're trying to make a name. Also,
Yeah.
create your own person within yourself.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and Tyler and I joke about it, but I'm always looking for an addition for the farm, in a couple years or whatever. And Tyler thinks I'm scared for the kids to grow up because I'm not going to have, well, and I feel that way partially too, but I'm not going to know what to do with myself once I'm not actively, having children that need me 24/7. So I'm always talking about stuff like drone spraying. And I mean, I always have an idea. I think it drives Tyler a little bit crazy, but yeah, I don't know. I just always want to be helpful, and I don't see myself once the kids are in school going and doing something different. I want to add to our legacy too.
Yeah, I think that's important.
Yeah.
So,
And I think we talked about feeling kind of like outsiders and, not necessarily growing up and on who we married into's family farm. But I do think too, having the next generation of kids and, I want to be looked at as I added to that. Like, I want my kids to grow up and be like, Mom worked her butt off just as much, to make sure that there was something to pass down. And whether that's in the home or out in the field, I just want to be able to be diversified enough that I can be helpful in both scenarios. So I don't know, traditional or not, I don't know. That's probably a hot take, honestly, because I don't know if that's really traditional. I mean, I know like my grandma, she made the meals, she worked her butt off to keep the guys fed, but she was also in the machinery during harvest.
yeah, and I didn't necessarily have any of that growing up. I didn't. Like, you see what's on social media, or you see
Yeah.
Little House on the Prairie,
Right.
growing up.
Yes.
It's like this, like old school type. Like that's what I had in my head. But it's
Well, and I
Just
think
different.
it goes back to just different operations. I think you have some operations where the men run it, and gosh, maybe not even all the men. I mean, maybe there's some operations where you've still got dad who's 60, 70 plus running it and not wanting to really pass down to son who's, 35, 40 years old. And then you've got other operations where dad's 50 years old and he's, starting to kind of pass the baton to 25, 30-year-old.
right.
And those operations may involve wife puts the kids in school when the kids are older and she goes out and farms right alongside her husband. And the other ones, the wife may not have anything to do with the day-to-day farm.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think all of them are okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think there's a right or wrong. I think whatever works for your marriage and your operation, go you. I just like I don't want to try and fill I don't know what the right word is, like a gap. I don't want to ever try and fill something that I'm not supposed to be. I want to be how I want to fill it and what
Right.
my husband needs of me.
So do you feel like you mentioned that you had a candle business earlier
Yep.
in a few episodes, and so that was obviously his side hustle.
Yeah.
You worked so hard on that and ended up kind of giving that up
Mhm.
for
Yep.
to be more present as a mom, and that was, you know, a sacrifice that you made and a decision that you made
Yeah.
that was best for your family and marriage and all of that stuff. But how do you feel like, do you feel like there's more women in agriculture that need a side hustle to, like, how do you balance your professional role, whether that's being a farm wife or a professional role of working outside the farm, but also with the demands of being a farm?
Right. I really think again that's going to vary person to person because I very well could still be doing candles successfully even, but I mentioned that in another episode where this time is so fleeting, and I know when the days feel long some days, but I am going to blink and my kiddos are going to be big and they're not going to need me as much as they need me now. I don't want to be emotional about it, but yeah, it's just going to go by fast, and I know that. And so the Lord has blessed Tyler and I so much that I am able to stay home. And so that's where I want to be. That's what I want to do. Taking care of my babies, being there for my husband, being there for the farm, being able to drop everything to make them active participants in the farm, whether they grow up to love it or not. I mean, I want
And
to.
that's their choice.
Exactly, 100% their choice, but I want to be able to instill that, you know, that this right now is the way of our lives. You know, the farm is what makes our life run, whether they like it or not when they're adults. Right now, it's what we do.
Yeah. And I think it's okay to say, I don't know what 5 years is going to look like.
Yeah.
I don't know what 10 years, like when they're actually fully in school and all of that
Mhm.
stuff, wherever they end up going, or if they,
Yeah.
whatever the case is, it's okay to not have that plan. And I struggle with sometimes with that, where I'm like, I don't know what my 5-year plan is.
Yeah.
Like I know I want to be working. I know I that will still be farming, but do we have kids? Do we not have kids? I don't know. Like it, and I think it's okay to not know.
Oh, for sure.
The unknown is okay.
It's still scary, but
For
it's
sure.
okay.
For sure. Yeah. So if you could go back and say, even if there's a young girl like listening to this right now, like any piece of advice navigating farm life, navigating just trying to make a name for herself as a woman in ag.
Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna be more I know that everybody's gonna love my take on this just in light of what's been going on in the world in the last week, but be different, be bold, quit your job, raise your babies, do what you want to
Do what's best for you.
Yeah.
For sure.
For me, it was I want to stay at home. I like to stay at home. I want to be with my kids, and I love to. I keep saying kids like he's here. I mean, he's doing a lot to my body, so I mean, he's kind of a lot of work right now. Yeah.
Speaking you.
Oh, but yeah, I want to. It's important for me to be home with Taylin and to be the wife I can be right now to Tyler. And yeah, I just think society's going to tell you to do other things. And if there's women out there that, my whole life, I never knew what I wanted to do. I never had that. Yes, I want to be a vet, and that's it. Every other day was something new. I never had that norm of, yep, that's what I want to do, and I know I'm going to do it, and that's it.
Same.
I mean, it was just
Yeah.
always something, and I just never felt like even, going through Curtis, and I did classes there and had a major there, then I dropped out, and like I said, I really liked my sales position at the co-op, and then I went to SEC and again excelled at sales. Almost got a job with Frontier Co-op, and I was in the last round of interviewing, and I called him and I was like, I think it's too far of a drive for me. I could have done it. I think I was just talking myself out of it.
Yeah.
Because I just could not settle on something. And I just never felt that feeling of peace until Tyler and I were married and I was staying at home with Jalen. Like, I feel fulfilled. Even having the candle business, I was successful. I did great. I started
Yeah.
from scratch. It was in 5 businesses. I mean, for a small town girl that started her own brand, I mean, it really did excel.
Yeah.
And I was proud of it, but nothing I think would measure up to raising my kids. I mean, it just really, really fulfills my purpose and makes me feel purposeful. So, I don't know. I mean, as far as advice, just do what you want to do. If you want to send your kiddos to daycare and you want to excel in a career, do that.
Do it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like with you probably, and this is not me hating on you, but you probably will never stay at home with your kids.
Oh, no. We'll never.
I know, and I just know that about you.
Yeah, no,
And I cannot
would
see
go
you
crazy.
doing that. Yeah.
I would not be happy if I had to.
Right.
And that's not a dish at my future children. So, future
No.
children, if you're listening to this, maybe 10 years, 12, 20, I don't even know how many years.
Yeah.
No, it's not a dish at them. It's like, no, I would go completely insane
Yeah.
if I had to stay home, which is why I have to do other things on
Right.
my off days because I have to be doing something. I'm
Yeah.
such a busy body.
And yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with your kids. I think just you in general.
yeah,
Kids or no kids, you just cannot be sitting still.
no.
And I like to prioritize, but I like stuff going on. You know, if I'm not overwhelmed, then I'm kind of bored, which is kind of toxic, I feel like. But
maybe.
yeah,
We'll see.
but I don't know. I mean, yeah, that's the advice I give. Do what you want to do and don't care what everybody thinks because
Yeah.
they're not living your life.
I think that's just good advice in general.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're not going into ag and you're even a male,
Yeah.
but listening to this, do what is best for you and
Yeah.
do what's best for your family. And
Yeah,
all
even
that
if it's
stuff.
cliche, even if nobody else has done it in your family, even if it's different, just do what makes you happy.
Yeah. There's a large shift here recently, I feel like, in our culture. More in modern times, definitely, is like self-care is important.
Yeah.
And so oftentimes it gets put on the back burner. I know, like,
For sure.
with me, for sure. And being a mom, it probably definitely gets
Yeah.
put on the back burner because you have to make sure that your kids are taken care of. Why is it so hard to make time for ourselves? And what are some, like, small actionable steps that you take on a day-to-day basis?
This one's hard for me. So I think when Tyler's here, and that makes me sound like he's never here, but I can't sit down. I do eventually, but I'm the type of person, like, I'm going to get all my stuff done, whether that's, you know, the chores, like getting the chairs put up and the dishes done and the counters wiped off so the mop can do her mopping at nighttime.
Do
when
you
we're
think
asleep.
that's also, like, kind of self-care, though? Like, it seems
Oh,
silly,
yeah.
but, like, mentally, if I...
Oh, it
know-
refreshes me. It's such a
Yes.
reset. I know I get to wake up in the morning and my chores are done,
Yep.
and I just get to start the day. And
Clean.
Yes.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
Tyler's very much, you know, if, like, I'll ask him to do something, or if I do bath time, he'll say he'll do the dishes. But he'll go and sit and watch a football game or do whatever. And I'm like, it's 8 o'clock at night and the dishes are still in the sink. Well, yeah, I'm going to do them before bed. And he will. He's not one of the guys that forgets them and I have to wake up to him in the morning. But man, it drives me nuts.
Well, it drives me insane too because I have seen, like, TikToks where they talk about, I married a person that
Oh, I'm the same. I know
Wants
exactly
to-
what you're going to say. Yeah.
I want to relax and then go do everything. I'm like,
Yeah.
how can you relax when you have, like,
Yeah.
a dirt
That's
pile?
me.
I mean, it's really not that dirty in my house.
It gets
That way.
yeah.
I mean, obviously, we live on a farm and our dog comes in and whatever. But, like, I'm like, no, like, you
Yeah,
get your
let's
stuff
just get
done
it
and then
done.
you relax.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think my biggest problem with that now with Taylin is I feel guilty.
It's hard to,
It is.
even without Taylin, sometimes it's just hard to do
Yeah.
things for ourselves.
Yeah, and maybe I don't remember that feeling as much, you know, now that I've had her for 2 years. It is just God.
Oh my gosh.
Chaos. Sorry.
She just freaking blocked the door.
Yeah, she wants him.
Okay, I'm gonna blow my nose.
You're
And,
fine.
like,
We can cut that out.
yeah, no, that's fine. Like,
Just don't let me lose my train of thought.
Okay. We were talking about
Yeah.
feeling guilty.
Yeah, with Talon, it's just hard because I feel like, and I don't know, Tyler does not make me feel this way whatsoever. It's totally my own mind. But if I go do anything for myself, whether that's, Talon will go to daycare for 3-4 hours one morning a week, and I'll go get my nails done in Beatrice. And the whole time, like, I can't relax because I just feel guilty. I'm like, I could be doing this or that, or Talon wouldn't need to be in daycare. And, Tyler's like, Brady, daycare's good for her. Like, I need that reminder for whatever reason. Like, the socialization is good for her. Like, you're doing her a service because she's getting something out of it, like, for her growth. And I get that, but it's still like, when I do take that time for myself to have the self-care or to quote unquote relax, it's like I don't ever fully relax because there's just that guilt. And I don't know if you can agree with that. Or
Well, one, I have always been my like saying that I like to pride myself on is like, one, your feelings are valid, your feelings are heard, everything. Like, but it's really hard for me to say like, yeah, I understand, I totally agree, because I'm not in that situation.
Right.
However, I can try to the best of my abilities, like pick myself up and put you in your shoes, or like myself in your shoes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really not the same, and I try to be very mindful of that as well.
Lizzie! I'm sorry, I'm trying to hold it together so bad, but this 5-pound cat is gonna take this door down.
The cat is like evil, like staring at me underneath the bed.
I'm literally texting Tyler, come get the cat.
I'm pretty sure I just heard Tyler upstairs talking to Taylor.
I'm gonna. She's gonna keep scratching. Go away. Go. Side note, Addie is allergic. Really allergic to cats.
That's why I'm like sniffling so much. I'm sure that freaking cat like stayed in here and
No, she doesn't ever come in here though, I promise you.
shit.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I literally texted Tyler, come get cat.
I heard it. She laid up in the bathtub though.
Oh no, stuck up there.
Why? Walked out and the cat ran around. And Lizzie knows that I do not like her. And she,
Oh, that. Sorry, that's a cat thing. When Jack lived here, I mean, obviously not a cat person,
yeah.
and she just like would not stop. I mean, I got to a point. I'm like, I don't care if he's mean to her because she deserves it at this point. And I'm not for animal abuse. Like,
No.
PETA, don't come for me. But
You're not saying go like hurt the cat in any way. But
oh my gosh! But yeah, like take a hint.
yeah, the cat's jumping up on you.
Yeah.
Shut it across. Oh.
Uh,
I can say stupid cat. That's fine. That's not mean.
no, it's not. She
Sometimes deserves it.
Okay, but yeah, self-care. I want to talk about self-care for men. We don't even have this down on the topic, but I want to touch base on it.
Is that even a thing? And that's horrible to say, but I think men do self-care in wildly different ways.
Right.
So
We're maybe like feeding more into like our bodies and like our quote-unquote health and like our
Yes.
mental health.
yes,
I feel like guys, and maybe it just looks different. Maybe they are. And the activities they partake in.
Cody, his self-care is
Tractor
sitting.
pulling.
Yes, literally. Like if you're at a tractor pull, that's his self-care. If he's in person, he is all for that. Loves it. Will literally live, breathe, eat, sleep, everything. Tractor
Yeah.
pulling, loves it. But even if he's not, his like self-care is to maybe sit down and watch tractor pulling on the TV, not on his phone. TV, so it's nice and large,
Yep.
and eat like a meal
Yeah.
while watching this tractor pull. Does that entice me at all? Absolutely not. Well, I go to tractor pulls. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you do a good
Yeah.
job about supporting him in that.
I go and I like it. It's
Yeah.
not that I don't like it. but definitely go because I know my husband enjoys
Right.
doing it. That's his self-care.
I really, really enjoyed, and I don't know why we haven't done this before, but for the audience, last week, was it last week we went to Husk Harvest Days? Yeah, Tuesday the first day, we went out there. It was Addie and I and our husbands, Cody and Tyler, and then our hired guy, John, tagged along with us.
CJ, if you're listening to this, he's perfect for you. So
And I just really loved that. Honestly, I really actually probably had more fun then than I have in a really long time. And I don't know if it was just because Tyler wasn't working and him and the guys could, do what they enjoy and go talk to whoever and their dog about whatever, and then Addie and I, both of us had never been out there. So we had fun. I actually do wish we spent more time at Husker Harvest Days because we didn't get to walk around everything.
no, we didn't. However,
I'm also at a point of pregnancy where I was hurting by the end of the
I
day.
was getting so overstimulated because I swear our husband knew somebody.
Yeah, I don't want to
Every
stop
group.
and talk to every booth.
No.
I want to look at everything, but
Yeah.
why do they know so many people?
I
And then that guy when we were getting donuts,
Yes.
Cody was talking to him for 10 minutes.
And if you know Cody, in a person, he does not. He's
No.
not a very
No.
personable.
Ignore my language, but Cody's a little bit of an ass.
Yeah.
He's just he's just kind of dry. And, I love him to death, but
Yeah.
that's his personality.
And if
Unless he's had a few alcoholic beverages.
oh, we're not going to talk about that.
But seriously.
Mexico, what? 2022?
Oh boy.
No, not 2022. Had to have been 2023.
No, 2022. No, 2023.
Yeah.
Just barely.
Yeah.
Because we went the end of
January.
January. Yep. Yeah, that was a good time. I think everybody did a little bit too much partaking, but we need to do that again. That was fun. But no, otherwise, Cody is, he's pretty dry. He's pretty to
Yeah.
himself. I don't know about shy, but just a little bit more reserved.
yeah.
But yeah, we're at the donut place, and he's talking to this guy for 10 minutes. So we're kind of standing there after we get our donuts, waiting around for him. And finally, we have Cody, who is it? Oh, I have no idea. His wife was in line to get donuts. What?
And
What'd you talk to him about?
And it started. Did you hear what it?
No, I didn't. I did not.
He said, "Well, I'm just going to save my money instead of spend it on this expensive donut or this expensive."
Oh, he would say that.
And so I'm like, I didn't even get a donut. I got a lemonade.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And he was just like, still, you spent money on expensive stuff. I'm like, okay, sir. We came here and we were going to buy a side-by-side there. And here.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. He's ridiculous.
Oh, that's Cody
But,
for you.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, I don't think. But anyway, back to that. We ended up, and just Addie and I, we went to the spa out there at the casino and resort for the afternoon, and then the guys met up with us afterwards, and then we gambled for a little bit and headed home. But that was a relaxation day. And I think for Tyler and I, Taylor staying with Grandma all day, that was really a nice reset for us.
Yeah.
I think we needed that.
Even though you were with people, it wasn't just like you and Tyler.
Which sometimes we do better if we're with people.
I agree to that with Cody as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just don't have the conversations. It's not that we're trying to avoid conversations, but the conversations just naturally occur when it's just Cody and I, and it's like we fight about these same things, and it's not things that we fight about.
Sometimes
it's just,
Tyler and I can get on tangents like
well,
that.
we just things that just fire me up. I tend to
Oh.
just bring up.
And our husbands like to just yell on that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel that there.
Either way, self care is just important in general.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know. I think that's something I'm gonna ask Tyler later because I don't know if he has a self care. If I know he really, which this still seems like work in my eyes, but he really likes to wash his side by side or his vehicles after work.
Why?
I don't know.
Good for him.
I don't
Wash
know.
my car.
Right? Yeah. I don't know if it's a productive thing or if it's really just makes him feel good. I don't know. Maybe that's his self care.
We want to clean our house and have a clean house. Maybe he can't sit down and relax if he doesn't have a clean
Yeah, but
house.
it's not the inside though. He does the outside.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird, but maybe that's what he likes to do. He likes football. I mean,
Go Iowa Hawkeyes.
oh Lord have mercy. I was born into being a K-State fan, so I am a K-State fan. But also, I went to a Husker game like the first year Tyler and I started dating, and the atmosphere was insane.
Oh, the atmosphere at Memorial is great.
Oh, insane.
Yeah. Yeah. And
It's something, I don't care who you are, it's something you
You
have to
have to do
experience
it.
in your life.
yes.
You really, really have to. I've never been to an NFL game, but I've heard that religiously that Memorial Stadium is comparable to the NFL football like experience.
I am not an NFL person. But
See, I like NFL probably more than college football actually. Unless I'm watching my teams. But NFL,
you do fantasy.
yes, that's the only reason I watch all the football games. But anyway, yeah, I told Tyler that I can like both of my teams until they play each other and then I'll pick.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that just never happens.
I'm
but-
learning. I'm doing that this year. I mean, I haven't.
Yeah.
And I've never been the type of person to be like, I don't like the Nebraska Huskers.
Right.
Like, if you want to pick a fight about the Iowa Hawkeyes, I'll dish some stuff back to Tyler knows that one.
Yes,
But,
he does.
yeah, I think. Yeah, I'll have to ask Cody as well.
Yeah, let's do that. Some homework for us. But okay, well, anything else?
I think that's a good wrap.
Yeah, I think so too. See you next time.
All right. See you next time.
They say a farmer's work is never done. Well, neither is ours.
Come back next week for a new episode of Life Between the Rows.